Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Let's get to our guy Michael Severe here. What's going on, bud?
That's my dude. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's happening? How you guys doing?
You ding dong.
We're just chilling.
What?
You dropped the match, and then you're like, "Hey, what's going on?" Now,
What's going on? Look, man, I've been fired up ever since my buddy Matt Rule dropped one of my favorite lines about winning is 100% everything, and I'm like, that's right. Don't be placating these fools. Tell them exactly what it is. It's about winning, and that's the only thing. You don't like that we're having alternative uniforms? Too bad. You don't like that we're painting the end zone? Too bad. You don't like that we're not? Too bad.
Hey,
I'm excited. I've been excited all week.
Hey, see, this is why I love you, because you can take my level of snark and vitriol. It is truly like brothers. Listen, watch this dude roll out in like all red uniforms against Houston Christian, and then have media talk about jinx and fighting.
Broke the curse of the alternate uniforms.
He's going to take the podium and be like, you know why alternate uniforms don't work? Stop using them against Ohio State and Wisconsin.
One of my favorite things is, I told you this before about Nebraska way and all that stuff. And we talked about that last time. Tradition, like Ravi said, is winning. But the thing about it is that he listens to everything.
Isn't it? It's crazy. It's uncanny.
The ones that always say, I don't read this, he doesn't even admit that. He listens to everything. And he's got people who listen to things, and if he misses it, they didn't tell him, hey, you missed this, you should listen to this, or this is what was said. Right?
I would agree.
All that.
I would agree.
So
he knows way too much.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't listen to, but especially if you are a reactionary kind of person, maybe you shouldn't listen to as much. But and we know this, we both, all of us have been in radio for a while, been in media. There's just times you just can't listen to the outside people. You just got to go with your gut is, right?
Yeah.
You got to go with what you know.
Yeah.
I was always that way about the draft. I may get a guy wrong, but I'm going to go based off of what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to listen to anybody else.
That's me. You listen, you know who you're talking to. I'm riding with.
Yeah.
What's my go-to line? I trust me.
I trust me, exactly. And that's what he does. He trusts himself. He believes that in his third year he can get it done. So I love that. I love what he said there. There's an idea out there in business, right? Is that, and it's not just business. You and I are both parents. You got 6, 7 kids. I got 2. And
dude.
we you know this, right? You can't placate the kids all the time.
Nope.
You got to push them along. You got to let them make their own mistakes, and you got to do it the way you think is best because you know better than them. If you're constantly placating somebody, the business world, in your household, whatever, you're not going to win. You're going to lose. And so that's all Matt Rule is talking about. He's talking about doing it the way he knows it works. And if he fails, he fails. What is it? If you die, you die. If he fails, he fails. He's going to fail his own way, which I think that's great. I was very excited about that all week.
Hey, talk to me about this basketball NIL thing, because it's driving me up the wall.
Well, I can tell you this, having a chance to talk to several guys who were in the portal over the last couple of years, right? And these are big name guys who grew up in this area. I know you know a lot of their parents and everything. Mm-hmm. It came across to me that money was an issue. They were not getting offered what they expected to get offered. And of course, as Nebraska, you got to pay a tax. You got to pay a little extra for people to go to your place. It's almost like Jacksonville, the Jaguars. They got to pay a little extra to get the better players because they're Jacksonville. Nebraska, with no tradition, got to pay a little extra. And if you're not going to even meet the threshold of what other teams are given, there's no way you're going to be able to get the players you need. And that's where you end up with second and third level portal guys. And I said this during the offseason last year. You went down that list and compared it to the list that Creighton was putting together, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, but
you had one guy ranked in the top 300.
Wait.
One guy ranked in the top 300 of portal transfers. 300. One guy. Gavin Griffith. That was it.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Who has more money? Who has a larger pocket to pull from in NIL? Nebraska or Creighton?
Nebraska.
Okay.
Overall NIL, but I also
it's not even close. What I will tell you is with Mac's track record, his ability to develop, him constantly playing in the postseason, him making runs in March, That's it's not that Nebraska doesn't have the money. I give you this example all the time, right? As a guy that's got like a lazy eye and, okay looking, my range of people that would like me is limited. I could want whatever, and she could still be like, man, you're not it. And I'd be like, hey, my agent will pay you X amount. And she could say, hey, you know what? That ain't enough.
Got to pay the deep.
And I would tell my agent, I would be like, man, fiscally, man, you're not doing enough. No, she don't want me. Right? Like sometimes the players, they have an image problem. They have all these these bells and whistles, facilities and fan base, and it's immaculate with the campus. What's wrong with them though? Why can't they get over the hump? That's what
got more money, UCLA or Louisville?
Yeah, guess what?
Who's
Do you
got
know?
more money?
Guess
Who's
what?
got more money,
Hey, listen.
Nebraska?
Ask Kyle the second who he trusts
That's
more.
what I'm saying.
Ask Kyle
That's
the
what I'm-
second.
that's what
Ask
I'm
him
talking
who he trusts more. UCLA
Right,
or
that's-
Nebraska?
Obviously, Ben Holland's been to Final Fours and all that. Again, you're not paying the tax having to go to Nebraska. But I'm saying that a lot of it, though, I think is money, and then on top of that is tax. If they were willing to spend the money like they spend in football, which I don't think they'll ever do, because basketball is the third sport here, right? Because volleyball is ahead of basketball. And so because of that, I don't think they'll ever be able to, unless they're willing to pay over the top, like a Cleveland Browns or Jacksonville or teams that have to pay over the top in the NFL. They're never going to be able to get the first tier guys. And you can't look up. They brought guys. Ravi, you coach basketball. You've seen guys. You see a big guy. He's 7'1". He can't dunk with one hand. What is that? How do you have a guy who can't get his feet right to dunk with one hand?
Yeah, but we also lie about his NIL though. He could be dirt cheap for all we know. But
I don't care how much you paid him. You shouldn't have brought him in. if he literally couldn't dunk with one hand, if he can't follow a shot after getting a rebound, what good is it being 7'1"? I don't get that. When I first saw it was like the first time I watched. I can't remember the offensive lineman. Watch him and go, well, he can't kick step. You're bringing him the Big Ten and he can't kick step. Well, he's not playing. That guy is running down the field. He gets a pass and he tries to dunk with one hand and he throws it off the backboard. There's a highlight out there of him doing that. I'm like, well, yeah, he's not coordinated enough to play in the Big Ten.
Hey, listen, while I've got you, you keep sending me pictures of all this good food. Guess who hasn't been invited over for dinner in a second? That would be your boy. So I need you to talk to your boss at home, get on that, and have me over for dinner.
Well, currently right now would not be a good time to come. So I'm doing low carb, right? So yeah. I'm doing low carb.
That's me.
On top of that, I don't eat meat during Lent. So what I'm eating right now is very limited. I'm limited across the board, right? I just made my lunch. It's crab meat. It's some lettuce, a little bit of blue cheese. That's my lunch today.
You can keep the green stuff, but I'm all in on the seafood.
I'll eat some crab meat.
I know.
Well,
that's all I'm doing right now. That's all I can. A lot of salmon. I got salmon loaded up in the freezer, and so that's pretty much. I got to get down to probably 200 pounds before August when we have this march, because I'm 56 years old. I can't be going out there at 2:30 and try to march. By the way, Ravi, don't listen to Damon about that whole thing about how he looks. Every girl I met over the course of like the first 4 years I was here at one point dated Damon. Don't let him tell you that. Do not. The stories I heard the first couple of years I knew Damon, don't listen to that junk he's talking. Don't even try it.
Hater.
Not even close.
Michael,
love you, bro.
Appreciate the
all right, man.
Appreciate the call as always, buddy.